We're live on YouTube.
Come.
Vacation. No, it did. I got it on Arc. I sent you a text. Shalom. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth that according to the Bible, the Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. Our priest and officer shall all holding the class down for priest and officer Bakwa Shamath, and this is history classes. Clap it up. Most High in Christ. Basically, you understand your oppressor. When we say the oppressor, we are talking about, mainly we are talking about the white man, the so-called white man, whose biblical name is the Edomites. You understand? Every white American, Greek, German, French, Russian, Australian, whatever, what have you, you understand, who classifies as a white man, a white woman, or a white child, their biblical name is Edom. They from the nation of Edom. Their forefather is Esau, who we are about to get into his birth. He's the oppressor of the Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Not only Esau, but you all know that we all have other enemies, other nationalities of enemies, which is the Asians, the Africans, the East Indians, and the Arabs. But today we're going into the birth of our greatest foe, our greatest enemy, which is the oppressor, which is the white man. You understand? We have a misconception. Well, when I was out in the world, I always thought that the oppressor, we're gonna be see. We want to use the word oppressor. Just know when I'm using the word oppressor, I'm talking about the white man, right? We want to be seasoned in our speech. When I was out in the world, I always thought that the white man hated us because of our skin color. And that's the only thing that we ever was taught. It's really not taught, but we came with the notion that, with all the racism that the oppressors showed us throughout history, that Martin Luther King's civil rights movement, and up until this present day, 2021, you understand, under the administration of Joe Biden, they always showed us that they hated us. But we haven't really understood and learned why they hate us. We always know because we're Black people, because we're Black, we're Hispanics, we're Native North American Indians, we're the minority, so they hate us. But coming into the truth, you understand that there's a spirit, it's a higher spiritual meaning to why they hate us so much. And that doesn't have to do with our skin color. Why do I say that? Because for the simple fact, you don't see Africans getting shot in their back 7 times. You don't see African men, women, and children getting tased. You understand? And they're as dark as us. You don't see East Indian men, women, and children getting brutalized by the police. You understand? Law enforcement. You understand? Hey, guess what? Asian have melanin in them. You understand? They have a melanin skin tone. You understand? They're not getting harassed and shot and beat up and thrown into the paddy wagon and beat up. You understand? Getting sent to prisons. You understand? I'm not saying that those nationalities are not doing any crime, because they're evil, they're wicked, they're without the laws of God. You understand? So they're living unjustly and unrighteously. They do just as much as crime. But as for us, as our people, we get exploited because we are the chosen people of the Most High. We are the chosen people of the Most High God. Before we get into that, let's just go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6 again. You understand? They hate us. All nationalities hate us is because we are the chosen people of the Most High. He chose us to be his peculiar, beautiful treasure. You understand? Just like how, Jake, he takes pride in wearing his jewelry and his chains and his gold teeth and his earrings and his rings. That's the same thing how the Most High sees us. You understand? We are his special jewelry. You understand? We supposed to be adorned. The Most High adorned us. You understand? Like, that's why we are the Most High's reputation. We supposed to be living righteously. We supposed to be shining like jewelry, keeping his law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
And the other nations know this. That's why they hate us so much, because they are not the chosen. You got that? Let me get there with you, brother, for sure. So, okay, read.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Read on.
For thou art an holy people.
For thou art what?
An holy people.
You understand? This is Moses. You understand? He's in the wilderness, and he's telling Israel, you understand, the Lord's chosen people. Look, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian man, you are a chosen people. So like you are a holy people. You understand? He's letting us know that we are holy people. And today we don't have a lot of people that's telling us that we haven't had history has not given us leaders. Well, when I say history, I'm talking about within, the last couple of years, within the 30, 40, 60 years. Other besides Moses right here hasn't told us that we are the Lord's chosen people. Martin Luther King haven't told you you're the Lord's chosen people, right? What's that dude's name? Malcolm X haven't told you that. Your Christian church is not telling you that. Pastor's not telling you that you are the Lord's holy people, to stop eating pork, crab, lobster, shrimp, to stop getting abortions, to stop hating your brothers and sisters, to stop murdering, to stop following these pagan holidays. But Moses is saying to us, what?
For thou art an holy people.
For thou art an holy people. What does holy mean? Holy means to be separate. You understand? It doesn't mean any spookism like in a Christian church on Sunday, you foaming at the mouth and making all types of weird noises, claiming that you speak in tongues, you understand? Running up and down the aisle, catching fits, banging a tambourine, laughing, you understand? The Most High doesn't require that. Where in the Bible it tells you that in order to worship Most High, you have to play the piano and play the organ and holler and shoot and holler and shout and sing gospel. But the Most High says that what? We are what?
And holy people.
A holy people means separate. You understand? Quadash in Hebrew. Quadash means holy. We are separate people, meaning that all Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians should be separate from our oppressor, from the Asians, from the Arabs, East Indians, the Africans. We are separate people. We're not supposed to be mingling with them. We're not supposed to be learning their philosophies, their ways, their customs. We're not supposed to be worshiping their gods. You understand? Things like making, like we even have laws. You understand? Thou shalt not make any cuttings of the flesh for the dead. You understand? Why do you think that the Most High gave us these laws, statutes, commandments? It's to be separate from the other nations, because the Most High sees these other nations are living foul, disgusting, unholy, and wicked. But for these people, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, he made us a holy people. And with that being holy, he gave us the law to be holy. You know?
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto who?
The Lord thy God.
We are unto the Lord thy God. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, we belong to the Most High. He's our creator. He made us a chosen people. You understand? We don't belong to Islam. We don't belong to Buddha. We don't belong to Christianity or Hare Krishna or Catholic or Methodist or Pentecostal. You understand? Or Episcopalian, all them other weird religions, you understand, which divides us as a nation as we are today. The Most High said we are unto what?
And holy people. Unto the Lord thy God.
We are unto the Lord thy God. We enter to the Most High God. You understand? We're not supposed to be entering to the white man or the other nations. You understand? When you learn these pagan holidays, like how you just celebrated Christmas about two to 3 weeks ago, you giving yourself up to the white man. You understand? You giving yourself up to the oppressor. this Thursday, Salakia, this December 25th, when you celebrate Christmas, you giving yourself up to the white man. You understand? Instead unto the Most High. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
The Lord hath what?
Hath chosen thee.
The Lord hath chosen. You understand? Just like how you choose. You understand? You're about to go shopping. You understand? These several weeks before you celebrate Christmas, you're about to go into these stores and you're about to pick and choose which nice sweater you want to give your auntie, your mother, or which nice pair of shoes or jewelry. You picking and choosing items that best suit your eye. You understand? Your taste. Well, guess what? That's how the Most High chose us. You understand? We're out of all nationalities of the earth, the Most High chose Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. You understand? And to choose is to be very selective, very biased. You understand? Very separatist. You understand? You don't want to pick everything. You understand? But you have a favor. You have a special chosen thing, which excludes everybody else. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
To be a what?
A special people unto himself.
To be a special people. You understand? You know what special means? You understand? You taken highly favored of. You understand? Where you not really showing your love as much as how you would have something that's special to you. You understand? You take care of something very special, something that's very dear and nigh unto you. Read on.
Above all people.
Above who?
All people.
Above who?
All people.
Above all people. So we have several nationalities on earth. And you mean to tell me that God only picks Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, which are the Israelites? You understand? Does that sound like a fair God? Does that sound like a God we've been taught about every Sunday in from your pastor in your Christian church? You understand that God is all about love. God loves everybody. You understand? Christ died for everybody. You understand? But these words is coming out from my mouth, not from my opinion. These words is coming from the scriptures. You understand? And the scripture says what? Read that again.
The Most High, Salakia, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people. Can you imagine? It's hard to imagine, and I don't even want to imagine it. You understand? But just imagine imagine being an Edomite, or how an Edomite feels, or how an Asian feels, or how an African feels, knowing that you are a chosen people and that the Most High doesn't give a damn about you. You're basically worthless. You understand? Just imagine, you understand, this book called the Bible, which is available to everybody because all nationalities read this. Just imagine an African reading the Bible, or Opprossor, or Asian, and they reading our glorious history on how the Most High made us his chosen people. You understand? How we defeated wars, and how when we was a righteous nation, the Most High favored us, and how we had them in captivity. But not only that, the history that the Most High gave us in the past. You understand? Just imagine how the other nations would feel. They would hate you. They would despise you. They would try to do everything that they could to destroy you. You understand why? Because you are such a great people, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. No matter what you go through, yeah, we out here suffering. We out here oppressed. We're distressed. We're depressed. You understand? Yeah, we on drugs. We in gangs. You know what I'm saying? We get abortions. You understand? But guess what? The Most High chosen us to be a Lord's special people. The Most High loves us. You understand? And the Most High understands that this oppressor got a very strong hand on why we are in the condition that we in today. You understand? Any more of that? So just imagine that your oppressor, your enemies, knowing who you are, that would give them more the reason to hate you. You understand? Just like how we was out there in the world. You understand? Before we came into I.S.U.P.K, some of us was just jealous of our other brothers and sisters out in the world. You understand? Oh, what? He got a new pair of sneakers? Oh, what? Damn, he got a nice gold chain. Oh, he got a nice car. He got a nice house. Damn, he got a nice woman. You understand, sisters? You know how how we used to, how we are in the world. You understand? Damn, she got a nice man. Damn, she got a good man. You understand? Well, hey, listen, if you want a good man, hey, listen, once you ask the brother, you understand what's up, because guess what? A man can have more than one wife. You understand? A lot of sisters get jealous and cut other sisters in the face and beat them up and jump them up just because they, just because they got nice braids or a nice dress or whatever, what have you. You understand? This is the jealousy that's within our nation that we learned from the other nations. We're not supposed to be jealous from the jealous like the other nations. You understand?
Lord.
We're not supposed to be jealous. You understand? Of each other. Why? Because we are family. We are the Most High's chosen people. We was given the equal same blessing as all the other tribes. You understand? As Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, and Issachar. You understand? From the Negroes all the way down to the Mexicans, the Most High has chosen us to be a nation. You understand? So we're not supposed to be jealous over any other nations, like how Esau looks at us or the oppressors look at us as being jealous. You understand? We're supposed to be getting together as a nation and showing the Most High that we are a holy and chosen people, right? So we're going to go into Zephaniah. Matter of fact, Salakia, let's drop Zephaniah for now. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25. Genesis chapter 25 and 19. We're going to get a little bit of understanding. You understand? First of all, we're going to go into the birth of our oppressor. And we're going to get a understanding on why he hates us, as how he does today and how he always have in the past, during these ancient days all the way up until now. You understand? There's a reason. It's like I said earlier, it's not because of skin color. You understand? I'm not going to let that rock. We're not going to let that slide. Here in I.S.U.P.K, you're going to learn why your oppressor hates you. Because like I said, East Indians are dark, Africans are dark, but they're not getting brutalized and mistreated like how Black, Hispanic, and Natives are. So what's the difference? All right? The difference is, like we just read in Deuteronomy 7:6, because we are a holy people to the Most High. We are the Most High's chosen people. Let me get that.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac.
And these are the generations of Isaac. We all know who our forefathers are, right? Who are our forefathers of the Bible? Our forefathers in the Bible are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read that again.
And these are
the Salakia. I don't mean to cut you off, Salakia. Which let's make one clear understanding. These are black men. You understand? These biblical men that we read about, they are black men. Read on.
And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son.
Isaac is Abraham's son. Read on.
Abraham begat Isaac.
Abraham begot Isaac. Read on.
Verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
Hebrew, you understand? He was 40 years old. Wife, you understand, which his wife's name is Rebekah. Read on.
The daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram.
Read on.
The sister to Laban the Syrian.
The sister to who?
Laban the Syrian.
The sister to Laban the Assyrian. You understand? So Isaac knew not to go outside his race. You understand? He took a wife of his kinsmen. You understand? Rebekah was not no white girl. She wasn't Becky. You understand? Rebekah was a black woman. You understand? Read on.
Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife.
Now, what does it mean to be entreated? Entreated. Anybody? Let's get that definition. What does it mean when Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife? Let's get that definition of the word entreated, for sure.
Entreated, to ask a person earnestly.
To what?
To ask a person.
To ask a person. So Isaac asked the Most High for something specific. Any more of that?
Beg or plead with.
Beg or plead with. You understand? Read on.
Implore.
Say that again, Salakia.
Implore.
Read on.
To make an earnest request or petition for.
All right, so we basically get the general understanding what entreated was. You understand? Isaac, he wanted to ask something. You understand? He wanted to know something of the Lord. So that's why he entreated of the Lord. Read on. Salakia, for his wife. You understand? He didn't do it for himself. He did it for his wife. Read on.
Because she was barren.
Because she was what?
Barren.
Because she was barren, which means without child. You understand? Now we all know that, we all know that everything is the Lord's will. You understand? But when a woman is barren, that means that what? She cannot have any children. You understand? When you have a wife, you want your wife. When you get a wife, you want your wife to have children. You understand? You don't want her to be barren. Why? Because you want to have a son to follow in your footsteps. You understand? To have the next generation. Read on.
And the Lord was entreated of him.
And the Lord was entreated of Isaac. So the Lord answered whatever Rebecca wanted to know. And what she wanted to know was, why am I barren? Why can't I give my husband child? Read on.
And Rebecca, his wife, conceived.
And what?
Rebecca, his wife, conceived.
So after the Lord said, okay, listen, go with your wife, you understand? Have sex with her, and she will conceive. So now she conceived. Now she became pregnant by her husband, Isaac. Read on.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together.
And a what?
And the children struggled together.
And a what?
And the children struggled together.
No, the child.
The children struggled together.
The children. Letting you know what? Well, it's letting you know right here.
It's more than one, sir.
It's more than one child. You understand? Children, plural, more than one. And the children did what?
Struggled together.
Struggled. Let's get that definition of the word struggle. You understand? Because I want all the brothers and sisters that's out there listening, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, to understand the context of these words. You understand? Let's not be like the Christian church who just read page by page like it's a damn soap opera book and not get the understanding. You got that, Priest Officer Kawak?
Struggle. Make forceful or valid efforts to get free of restraint or constriction.
You know, any more on that?
A forceful or valid effort to get free of restraint or resist attack.
It doesn't say anything about fighting or anything like that.
Slakia.
Are you on Google?
So I'm going to the dictionary too.
Struggle
to make strenuous or valid efforts in the face of difficulties or opposition. 2, to proceed with difficulty or with great effort. All right, I read a definition what struggle means / fighting, but basically these two babies were forceful towards each other, meaning that they was fighting, they was coming to blows with one another inside the womb of our foremother Rebecca. Read that piece up again. Y'all, what's up, y'all? And the children.
And the children struggled together.
And the children struggled together. So they were basically fighting in a womb of Rebecca. Now, sidebar, sisters. For all you sisters out there that was pregnant, you understand? Sisters experience babies moving and kicking inside their bellies, which may cause pains and whatnot. But imagine you having twins and they're fighting each other inside your womb. They're giving each other blows, you understand? The babies punching each other in the face and in the stomach, you understand? They're struggling with each other. They trying their best inside Rebecca's womb to stay away from one another. But it's not happening because they compacted in Rebecca's belly. But not only that, but she's feeling the blows that these children are struggling together with. Can you imagine the pain that Rebecca was going through? Read on.
Within her.
Within what?
Within her.
Within her. Read on. Within her stomach. Read on.
And she said, if it be so.
If it be so. Lord, I was barren. You blessed me to have children. Why the hell am I feeling these aches and these pains of these children inside my stomach? Like it feels like they're literally fighting inside my stomach. Read on.
Why am I thus?
Why am I going through this? Why, Lord, why am I going through this? So she's asking. Read on.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
And she went to do what?
Inquire of the Lord.
And when she went to inquire of the Lord. Now, back in the day, before there were prophets, you understand, Israel would go to what is called seers. You understand? These seers were like prophets. You understand? Where they dealt with the Most High. You understand? And they gave you answers according to the Most High. So she went to a seer to find out what's going on with me. You understand? Just like how you would go to the doctor. You understand? Or gynecologist, whatever your sisters call it. You understand? To find out, is my baby okay? Why am I feeling this in my stomach? She went to go see her and find out what is going on within her womb.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her.
And this is what the Lord replied back unto her. Read on.
2 nations are in thy womb.
Let's take this slow. This is very important. Read that again, Baba Kusha. Salaki.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations.
To what?
2 nations.
To what?
2 nations.
2 nations. You understand? The Most High is breaking this down through a seer and letting Rebecca know that 2 nations, 2 races of people, you understand, that will be totally different from one another. You understand? Which one will hate the other, and one will try their best to gain a love to one another. 2 nations are what?
Are in thy womb.
Are in thy womb and are in your stomach. Read on.
And 2 manner of people.
Read on.
Shall be separated.
And 2 manner of people, meaning 2 totally separate different people. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Black, Hispanic, and natives. You understand? 2 separate, 2 manner of people. And look at us. You understand? Christ said we are the salt of the earth. You understand? There's nobody who could dribble a ball, slam dunk, or play basketball like Black, Hispanic, or native. Football, singing, rapping, you understand? Acting. You understand? We excel in the education system. Hell, you give us, a shot in the education system. Listen, we getting high degrees higher than Esau. You understand? Don't let Esau say, confuse you. His whole job is to make you think that you're worthless. You understand? We're the best mathematicians. There's a book that's called Black Inventors of America. You understand? Read up on your history. You understand? We're great in history. Salakia, I'm paraphrasing in the Apocrypha. I believe it's Baruch Salakia. Mosai said that he gave his wisdom unto Jacob. You understand? When you want to know why you're so intelligent, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian man, or why the Black woman is labeled as the first computer, you understand how she was helping NASA? You understand? It's because we are a manner, 2 manner of separate people. You understand? What happened a couple of months ago, not to go off straight, I forgot the Edomite woman, but she plays on Full House. For those who used to watch Full House back in the day, she got busted with a couple of Edomites because they were paying the professors at high universities, paying the professors money in order to pass their children.
The professors and the athletic and the coaches of the athletic department.
Right. You understand? Letting you know that what? You understand? Hey, listen, Esau is just a bunch of damn potheads and weed heads and pill poppers. You understand? They don't take nothing seriously because everything is handed to them. Well, we like Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. We work our tail off just to prove a point. You understand? Just to get a shot. You understand? We got to prove a point. You understand? We study more. You understand? We work harder just to get a shot because we know the odds is against us. Because we know the oppressors are ruling over us. So read that again. In 2 manner.
2 nations.
In 2 manner.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Shall be what?
Separated from thy bowels.
Shall be separated from thy bowels. You understand? Separated. You understand? To be separate, holy. You understand? Separate. We were supposed to be separate from the bowels of our mother Rebecca. You understand? But in this day and age, you understand, you have Martin Luther King, the Civil Rights Movement. You understand? They wanted to join hands to your oppressor. When we were supposed to be separate, they wanted to cling on to your oppressor. They didn't want, our people didn't want Martin Luther King. You understand? He put the thought and notion in our minds that it's not okay to be separate. It's not okay to have all Black schools, all Black churches, all Black restaurants. You understand? Or you know, all black everything, businesses and whatnot. You understand? We should be joined, integrated with our oppressor. And that's all because we all know that, you know, and it's heavy that I'm saying this right now because what is it? Martin Luther King Day is what, in January, something like that. It's coming up very shortly. You understand? When our brothers and sisters is going to take a day to honor this person who wasn't honorable. He was a disservice. You understand? All because he wanted to be with white women. You understand? Which is another class. We're going to get into that in the upcoming weeks. You know.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
What?
And the one people shall be stronger.
Shall be what?
Stronger.
And shall be stronger. Now, all you do is just have to look and observe. Who's the strongest? Out of all nationalities on earth, who's the strongest? Who's the bravest? You understand? Who's the most valiant? You understand? Throughout our biblical history and up until today, it's Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. It ain't hard to tell. You understand? Just look at Joe and Becky and Sue and Bob. You understand? They want to be like us. You understand? Look at Eminem. Look at Vanilla Ice, Tina Marie. You understand? So like, all these people who try to mimic Black and Hispanics and natives. You understand? They hate us so much, but yet they want to get suntans and be dark. You understand? They want to grab onto our culture. We call them culture vultures. You understand? They want to grab onto our culture, exploit us. You understand? Nickel and dime us of our talents. You understand? And rob us of our talents and whatnot. You understand? We are stronger than them. Read on.
Than the other people.
And then the other people. And don't get me wrong, like I mentioned before, it's just not sports or entertainment. You understand? We'll excel in everything. Education system, you understand? Everything you see around you, you understand? Black, Hispanic, or Native invented. You understand? Get the book called Black Inventors of America, and it will show you. You understand? Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And a what?
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. Why would it say, and the elder shall serve the younger? Because we all know biblically the blessings and the blessings, you understand, and damn, what's that word? The blessings always go to the eldest son. You understand? He always takes over his father's stead, his father's house. But in the scriptures it says what?
And the elder shall serve the younger.
But in this context, you understand, the elder, you understand, the firstborn is going to serve what?
The younger.
Read on.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, poor Rebecca, our sister, you understand, our foremother, she had to go through all that pain, you understand, but yet her days to deliver were fulfilled. She finally gave birth. Read on.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
They were what?
Twins in her womb.
They were twins in her womb. You understand? These twins wasn't identical twins. Sir, fraternal. Fraternal twins. You understand? They didn't look alike. You understand? Read on.
Verse 25. And the first came out red.
And the first what?
Came out red.
And the first came out red. Salakia. Now it's giving you a biblical description on how this first baby of Rebecca came out. And the what? Speak that again.
And the first came out red.
And the first came out red. Now, you see my apocrypha? What color is it? It's red, right? You see my cup right here? It's red, right? And the first what?
Came out red.
And the first came out red. So this first baby came out red. You understand? His skin color, his pigmentation was what?
Red.
Read on.
All over.
Read on.
Like in hairy garment.
He was red all over. Now, who on earth, you understand, has the color red, whose pigmentation is red? Now, that's why in the I.S.U.P.K, when we say black man, we say so-called black. Why we say so-called black? Because this is the color black. There's nobody on earth that's walking around with this color pigmentation. You understand? We are so-called black, but we are already a different shades of brown. You understand? It tells you the man-made dust of man-made, Most High made man of the dust of the ground. We have different shades of brown when it comes to Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians, right? And that's why we so-called white man, because he's not white. He's not white like this napkin over here. You have never seen anybody walk on the face of earth with this pigmentation, right? But however, there's somebody on earth walking around with, read that again. Quote out the verse to Salakia.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red, all over, like in hairy garment.
And the first came out red. Now, let's examine this. Who on earth is red? It's the so-called white man. If somebody slaps the white man in his face, not condoning any violence, but he turned extreme red, he turns beet red. When he's out there in the cold during the winter, you understand? His face flushes with his red pigmentation. When he's upset at your job and he's calling you a nigger, and he's highly upset at you because he knows that you're better than him, he turns red. When he's angry, he turns red. When he cries, he turns red. He's red. He's red. You understand? But not only he's red, read that again.
And the first came out red, all over, like in hairy garment.
Like a what?
And hairy garment.
Like a what?
And hairy garment.
Like a hairy garment. He's red and he's hairy. Now, all you do is gotta observe. You understand? Who was that wrestler back in the 80s? George the Animal Steele. Who remembers George the Animal Steele from WWF? You understand? Before they started calling it WWE. We had a wrestler back then. Y'all could Google this. Google George the Animal Steele. You understand? Or Google that guy who committed suicide, Robin Harris? No. Robin Williams, that comedian, the Edomite. I forgot his name, Salakia. But all you do is just gotta Google white man being hairy, and you're gonna see the excessive amounts of patches on his arms, his neck, his chest, his back, his whole body. You got it? Is he hairy?
Hairy as hell.
Hairy as hell. You understand? You understand? He's hairy. Salakia. If you could see it, if you can.
You can see it.
I was looking on the screen.
Closer. Touch the screen. Kawak, touch the screen.
Salakia.
Bring closer. Closer.
I was looking, I was stop y'all.
Right there.
You know what I'm saying? You see how filthy and hairy and red that disgusting beast is? Well, biblically, it's giving you a description of who Esau is. You understand? The father of all Caucasians who call themselves white, whether it's French, Greek, Russian, German, white American, pilgrims, you understand? Spaniards. They're Edomites. And they're what? Read that again.
All over like in hairy garment.
And they're red all over like a hairy garment. Now, let's not get ignorant, you understand? Because yes, black men have hair on their arms and their chests. You understand? We're here, but we don't have the excessive hair like how Esau has. You know, make no mistake, like whatever hair that a black man gets, most likely, you know, it's hair from when he was a teen. You understand? We all know we shed hair grows back, follicles go back. You understand? But it doesn't exceed the amount that we already have. But with Esau, you understand, he grows so much hair that he has to shave constantly, damn nearly every day. Or else it's gonna look like he has a Russian fur coat on him. You understand? That's how hairy he is. You understand? He's caveman, hairy beast. Read on.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name Esau. Read on.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
And after what?
After that came his brother out.
Now, after Esau was born, so we all know that Esau, he came out red all over like a hairy garment, but not only that, he's the firstborn son to Isaac, right? Read that precept again, verse 26.
And after that came his brother out.
And after that came his brother out. So after Esau came out, his brother came out. Read on.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took what?
Hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel. They're not finished done fighting yet. You understand? Can you imagine Esau came out, then after that, Jacob, and now he's trying to hold on to Esau's heel, symbolizing what is in the Apocrypha that Esau is going to be the end of the world, and Jacob is going to be the beginning of it that follows. We're going to get into it. Letting you know that Esau is going to be brought down out of power. We're not going to be oppressed anymore. You understand? I'm going to get that real quick. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 7. I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm just lining up these.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Right, so this is the prophet Ezra. You understand? He was a very powerful prophet. You understand? The Most High gave him a vision of Christ returning. You understand? Of Christ putting the crowns on the elected 144,000 head. You understand? Ezra seen many horrible things concerning the lifetime that we're living in yet. You understand? Matter of fact, that's so much that that Ezra said that he don't even want to be around during these times that we're living in. You understand? That's how much the Most High is going to turn this place upside down, called America or whatever, hell or captivity that Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians are living in. So this is Ezra's. Read on.
Oh, when shall be the end of the first?
Oh, what shall be the end of the first? Read on.
And the beginning of it that followeth.
Read on.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham.
From Abraham, read on.
Unto Isaac.
Read on.
When Jacob.
When who?
When Jacob.
Read on.
And Esau were born.
When Jacob and Esau were born. You understand? We just read the birth. You understand? Of Esau. You understand? Now we read the birth of Jacob. Read on.
Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Read that again.
Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Now, where did we read this from? You understand? Ezra, he's quoting Genesis, the 25th chapter, like how we just read. You understand? Ezra's want to know is when Israel is going to be put into power, when Jacob is going to be ruling. You understand? When the end time of this oppressor's captivity is going to be at an end. Slaki, read on.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau, what?
Is the end of the world.
For your oppressor, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian man, Esau, your oppressor is the end of the world. You understand? He's the end. This is the ending of his rulership. And we can see how America is falling, you understand? We can see how all over the world how little by little your oppressor, the white man, so-called white man, you understand how he's losing grip on his powership of this world. You understand? And over the Lord's chosen people, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Well, it means the end of the world. You understand? Christians teach that all this world is just going to go to a whole oblivion. That doesn't mean that. You understand? The earth is going to be here. We're still going to be ruling on earth. You understand? Our new kingdom, New Jerusalem is still going to be on earth. You understand? It's talking about the power and the rulership of our oppressor. Read on.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And we are the beginning, you understand, of his rulership. You understand? We're going to be ruling. You understand? Christ is going to be ruling over us. 144,000. You understand? We're going to be ruling over the other nations. You understand? We're going to be governing our nation. and making sure that we're righteous. You understand? And it's going to be as though as if Esau was never in rulership. You understand? But Esau, he's going to be the end of our oppression. You could drop that for now. Let's go back into the story, Genesis 25. Pull up the first biblical show.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
Read on.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Read on.
And his name was called Jacob.
And his name was called what?
Jacob.
Jacob. You understand? What does Jacob mean? What is Jacob in Hebrew? Well, you Hebrew Academy brothers that they took the test, officer test. What does Jacob mean?
Jacob's name was changed to Israel.
Yes, his name was changed into Israel, but what's the Hebrew word for Jacob? YAHANNA. You understand? He's a supplanter. He's a hustler. You understand? Read on.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him.
Read on.
Verse 27. And the boys grew.
You understand? The boys grew. You understand? Like how boys do. You understand?
And Esau was a cunning hunter.
And Esau what?
Was a cunning hunter.
And Esau was a cunning hunter. You understand? This Genesis, the 25th chapter, is giving you biblical identity of who your oppressor is, which is the white man. You understand? Now, who on earth hunts? Who hunted the buffalo? Who hunts the deer? Who hunts the bear? You understand? Who goes to the moon? Who rape, pillage, murders, takes? You understand? Other than a white man. Nobody. Read that again.
And Esau was a cunning hunter.
And Esau was a cunning hunter. You understand? The white man, he's a cunning hunter. You understand? You go into his lodges, you understand? You see moose heads, you see deer, you see elk heads. You understand? He's a crafty hunter. You understand? You look at National Geographic, the Discovery Channel, you understand? He's always out in the forest. He always out in the wilderness, you understand? In the terrains, hunting deer, killing lion, etc., etc. He's a cunning hunter. Read on.
A man of the field.
A man what?
Of the field.
A man of the field. See, he's a man of the field. He's not a mama's boy. You understand? He's not a homeborn person who likes to stay in the house. He always likes to explore. You understand? Take it to the next level. Read on.
And Jacob was a plain man.
And Jacob was what?
A plain man.
Jacob, he was a plain man. You understand? He was a mama's boy. Jacob, he was a mother's boy, a mama's boy. He loved his mother. He loved staying close to the house. Read on.
Dwelling in tents.
Dwelling in tents. You understand? Save all that killing and that hunting and all that stuff for Esau. Read on.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau.
And Isaac what?
Loved Esau.
Why did Isaac love Esau? Read on.
Because he did eat of his venison.
Because he did eat of his venison. You understand? Because Esau was the one that fed the family. He was the one that went out, you understand, killed the deer, killed the cow, you understand, get the beef stew and whatnot, you understand? Isaac ate of Esau's venison. You understand? The whole house ate because of Esau's killing and hunting. Read on.
But Rebecca loved Jacob.
But Rebecca loved Jacob. You understand? She loved that quiet, black boy. You understand? Now, Salakia. Over with something very important. Salakia, if I may. Jump back up to the 26th verse. Let's read that again.
The book of Genesis 25, verse 26.
Yeah, let's skip up. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out.
Right.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Read on.
And his name was called Jacob.
And his name was called Jacob. Now, my question is to you. You understand? Those who's listening out there, YouTube land, Facebook land. Why they didn't give a description of Jacob? They gave a thorough description of Esau, You understand? He came out red or and hairy all over like a hairy garment. But why they didn't give a physical description on how Jacob looked? Can anybody ask me that? Answer me that? Yo, what's up, y'all?
Because everyone resembled each other.
What do you mean?
Everyone was black.
Everyone was black.
Right.
Right. You understand? Everyone was black. Was there any white during this time of the birth of Esau? Was there any so-called white people on earth?
La, sir.
Why was that?
Because we came from the earth.
Yes. But why wasn't there any white people on earth?
I can't answer that.
Remember the flood. After the flood, that leprosy went away. So who populated the earth? Noah, his 3 sons, his wife. You understand? Right. We're all dark nations. So at this point, there's no white people on earth. You understand? So Abraham had never seen a white man, a white baby white man up until this point. You understand? That's why that's why everybody was so shocked. Esau, I.S.U.P.K, which means wasted away is he. Because why? Esau is red because he had no pigmentation. He didn't have no melanin. So this was like a shock. You understand? Just imagine you have never ever seen a white person in your life, but yet your wife has twins, and one came out not looking like Abraham, not looking like Isaac. You understand? Not looking like your forefathers. But this, what would you think of this? You understand? So that's why the description. That's why no description of Jacob was given, because he was born an ordinary black baby, right? All right, let's go back to where we was.
Second Ezra.
No, in Genesis, Boka Sure.
Verse 29.
Uh-huh.
And Jacob sod pottage.
And Jacob sod pottage, which means he was making a stew. You understand? He was preparing a meal, you know.
And Esau came from the field.
And Esau came from the field, you understand? A long, hard day from the field, you understand? The sun was beating down on him. He was tired, he exhausted. You know what I'm saying? He just came from hunting like he normally do. That's his craft. That's his speciality. You understand? The scripture says that they hunt our footsteps. I'm paraphrasing. You understand? The same way Esau, your oppressor, hunts bear, elk, lion in the wilderness. You understand? It's the same way he hunts Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. Read on.
And he was faint.
And he was what?
He was faint.
He was weak. Read on. He was weak. He was tired from hunting. Read on.
Verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob.
Salakia. Salaki, read on verse 30.
And Esau said to Jacob.
And this was what Esau, you understand, your oppressor, the father of your oppressor, of Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian, said to Jacob, our forefather, read on.
Feed me.
What?
Feed me.
What?
Feed me.
Feed me. Read on.
I pray thee. With that same red pottage.
Stop what you're doing, Jacob. Feed me with that same red pottage. Cook no longer. Stir the pot no longer. Turn off the fire. I need that same red pottage. Read on.
For I am faint.
For I am faint.
Therefore was his name called Edom.
Therefore was his name called Edom. You understand? The people that came out of Esau loins today are Edomites. You understand? Edom, which means red. Read on.
Verse 31. And Jacob said.
And Jacob what?
And Jacob said.
Now this is where the black. You want to know why we're such terrific hustlers? You understand how we can make nothing into something. Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. While we out there hustling and selling sneakers or damn. sneakers or packs of t-shirts or whatever, you understand? We ain't getting that. We ain't saying nothing negative about Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians. When I'm talking about hustling, I'm talking about hustling on the good side. You understand how we become creative and make a way to earn, you understand, for our family. You understand, in a world that's set against us. You want to know where we get that hustling spirit from, that drive, that determination to make them succeed and excel? It's from our forefather Jacob. Read that again.
Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
What?
Sell me this day thy birthright.
All right, Esau, you came in, you faint, you red as hell, you hairy as hell, you stink. You understand? You got blood all over your face from hunting. You're that hungry? Well, sell me your birthright. You understand? Sell me our father's heritage. You understand? His house, his rulership. Read on.
Verse 32. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die.
Stop talking crazy, Jacob. I'm at the point to die. You understand? I'm not thinking about no damn birthright. I need to fill my belly up right now. I'm hungry. I'm at the point that I'm about to drop dead and faint out of hunger. Read on.
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
And what?
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
And what profit shall this birthright do to me? You understand? What this birthright is going to gain me from being hungry? Now, listen, a birthright is something that's very, it's very important when it comes to Israel. You understand what I'm saying? When a father has more than one son, that firstborn son gets all the profit, he gets all the birthright, he gets all the heritage. When the father dies, he gets the land, he gets the cattle, he gets the sheep. You understand? He's over the young men, he's over the women. You understand what I'm saying? But Jacob don't give a slack at Esau. Right now, he doesn't give a damn about the Most High's culture and his heritage, because this is what the Most High has. You understand? Where the younger, the elder gets the father's birthright. You understand? This is the Most High's instructions, but he's forsaken that. Why? Because your oppressor, the white man, hates God.
Right.
You understand? You have to hate God in order for you to give up your birthright. Just how it reminds me of Cain and Abel. You understand? How Abel, he gave his best into the Most High, but Cain, he gave his less best. He didn't want to put his all into the Most High. You understand? Read on.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day.
Jacob says, swear to me this day. Promise. You understand? Make an oath. You Christians out there, but the Bible not saying nothing about swearing. He said, stop being simple. You understand? You are not knowing the scriptures. In other words, he made an oath and a promise. Read on.
And he swore unto him.
And Esau swear to Jacob. Read on.
And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
And he did what?
Sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Oh, he done messed up. You understand? He done messed up. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if he's out there in the world, I want to say something different, but I can't. But Esau, he done messed up. He sold his birthright. You understand? He sold his rulership. Read on.
Then Jacob said, Salakia. Then Jacob gave Esau bread.
Let's go out the verse of the show.
Verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread.
Read on.
And pottage of lentils.
And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. You understand? So Jacob, he gave his brother Esau, you understand, that beef that was uncooked, that red meat. You understand? And them beans, you understand? Letting you know why. That when Esau, he loves, you understand? The characteristic, you understand, the nature of Esau still exists today. When Esau goes to the steak restaurant, what he say? Give it to me bloody. Make my steak bloody. You understand?
The redder the better.
The redder the better. You understand? Letting you know, hey, listen, man, today's oppressor has the same mentality as their forefather Esau. Read on.
And he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised.
Salakia, if I may. So Esau, he's in the flesh. He's carnal. He's so carnal that he gave up his birthright. You understand? This is a spiritual test that the Most High gave to Esau, and he failed horribly. Like how he, because he has no, he's not spiritual. He's a carnal, foul, disgusting, living beast. You understand? He would sacrifice his mother. He would sacrifice his whole children. You understand? In the sake of his needs. You understand? He will kill 77 million Native North American Indians in order to get their land. You understand? He's a killer. He's a murderer. He's a rapist. He's a robber. He robs. You understand? But after he done filled his belly up, read on.
Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Does Esau despise his birthright? What does it mean to despise? To not care about? You understand? To not care, to not give a damn. Right? Drop that real quick, but let's go to let's go to that's what I'm saying.
Should I have a precept?
I think I know where you're about to go. Where you're about to go.
Genesis 27, verse 11.
No, hold that because I want to get into Genesis 27. You understand? I do want to get into Genesis chapter 27. We're going to get into more how Jacob. But let's go to Hebrews chapter 6. You understand? We got to understand the nature of your beast. You understand? He despised his birthright because he hates the Most High God. You understand? It's not in his spirit, even from birth, to do right, to be spiritual. You understand? To be righteous. Read on. You got it?
12, verse 6.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator.
Lest there be any fornicator. You understand? What is a fornicator? A foul, disgusting, wicked person. Normally a person who does sex crimes. You understand? A fornicator. You understand? And Esau, he's a fornicator.
Right.
You understand? He's a foul, wicked, disgusting beast. He got all sorts of pornography online. You understand? Look what he did to our men. You understand? Our brothers, from young and old doing slavery. You understand? He raped them. You understand? He what is it called? Buck breaking. You understand what I'm saying? He's into all kind of sex trafficking. He's just a foul, disgusting, wicked fornicator. Read on.
Or profane person.
Or profane, just wicked and disgusting and evil. Read on.
As Esau.
As who?
As Esau.
As the man you want to love and make marriages with, and we shall overcome and kumbaya, and we should join unto them. Read on. Read that again.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
You stay with the precept. As Esau.
As Esau.
The man who constantly kills you, rapes you, pillages your land, steals your land, lynches you, and you still want to do what? Read that again. Lest there be fornicator.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Right, as Esau. You understand? This is the man. This is the oppressor. You understand? This is the forefather of your oppressor. You still want to love Esau when the scripture says that he's a fornicator and a profane person. If anybody told me that, listen, this man here, he's a fornicator and he's a filthy, disgusting, evil person, I would want to stay away from him. The scriptures is telling us who he is. So while we still want to love our oppressor, want to still join hands with our oppressor, still want to march and sing and protest with our oppressor, but listen, he hates us. Read on.
Who for one morsel of meat.
For who what?
Who for one morsel of meat.
Read on.
Sold his birthright.
Yeah, he sold his birthright for one morsel of meat. You understand? The Most High looks at Esau, the oppressor, with disgust and dishonor. You filthy, disgusting, fornicator, profane person. You understand? You gave up your birthright. You understand? You gave up your father's heritage just for one morsel of meat. If Esau could give up something for for his birthright for one morsel of meat. It's letting you know, hey, listen, he will murder you, he will kill you, he will take your land at a moment's notice. Drop that. Go down to verse 17.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
For ye know how that afterward.
For ye know how that afterwards. You understand? Afterwards, he done filled his belly up. You understand? Because at this point, he's carnal. You understand? He's in the flesh. Only thing he give a damn is about some meat and some beans. He sold his birthright. Read on.
When he would have inherited the blessing.
When he have what?
Inherited the blessing.
That's what the word I want to inherit it. You understand? When your father passes, you inherit everything that he owns. He would have inherited everything that Isaac had ownership and rulership over. But yet he rejected that for some morsel of meat. Read that again.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
For ye know how that afterward, when ye would have inherited the blessing.
Now he wants to come to his senses, and it's like, but damn, I did that. Well, I wasn't thinking. Salaki, I wasn't thinking. I was at the point when I was about to die. You understand? At this point, having food at that moment seemed more rational than a damn birthright. So now Esau, he's thinking it over. Read on.
He was rejected.
He was what?
Rejected.
He was what?
Rejected.
He was accepted.
Rejected.
He was loved.
Rejected.
Most High gave him another chance.
Rejected.
The Most High wiped his tears away and said, it's okay.
Rejected.
He was rejected. You understand? You know what it is to be rejected? Black, Hispanic, and North American Indians, we got a good damn understanding on knowing what rejected is. You understand? We try to go apply for jobs, we get rejected. You understand? Black men overall, we're rejected on a daily basis. You understand? When we out there speaking in camps, you understand, trying to give our brothers and sisters this word, they reject us. You understand? So, but just like how we're rejected, you understand? Esau was rejected. Read on.
For he found no place of repentance.
But we're being rejected because we're the Most High's chosen people. You understand? The other nations, they hate us. They don't want us to thrive. They don't want us to succeed. You understand? They don't want us to have economic power and all the things that they have. They don't want us to have. You understand? They reject us. All because we are the Most High's chosen people. But in this context, he was rejected because he's a vile, profane fornicator who hates God. Read on.
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Though he what?
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Yeah, though he sought it carefully with tears. You understand? He had those fake Kyle Rittenhouse tears. You understand what I'm saying? He's pretending like he's sorry. He wasn't sorry. You understand? Because he knew the importance of the inheritance of what a birthright is. So he what?
Sought it carefully with tears.
Yeah, he done gave everything over to a black man. And that's why they hate us so much. You understand? There's not so much carnal because I'm black, I got black skin. No, he hates you because he know that he showed his birthright unto you, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian brothers and sisters. He know that his world is going to be the end and we're going to be the beginning of it that follow it. You understand? So your oppressor and their spirit know who you are. They know who you are. They know who your history is. Just like the Africans, the Arabs, the Asians. The only person who don't know is you, Black and Hispanic man. You understand? We are the only ones that don't know. But fortunately, in the I.S.U.P.K, which was established in 1969, you understand, under Commander General YAHANNA, we waking up Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indians to who you are, to who they are, which are the Israelite, the Jews. You understand? So really, there's no excuse. You understand? There's no excuse for you not knowing, because we're damn nearly in every goddamn city, country. You understand? Commander General YAHANNA is raising up and opening up these new schools. So it's no excuse to be ignorant now. You got the internet, you got the World Wide Web, you got You understand? You got the brothers, you got the classes, you got the lectures. You understand? We know who we are today. Any more on that?
Sure.
All right, no sweat. Though he sought it carefully with tears, knowing that he couldn't get his birthright back. Why? Because he made a promise, he made an oath to Jacob. He sold it. So he can't take that back. Let's drop that. Man, I wanted really to get into Genesis chapter 27, but let's go to Genesis chapter 27. I might have to make a part 2 of this, Lord's willing, for next week Monday's class if I'm feeling with Officer Bakwashimov next Monday. Let's get Genesis chapter 27. We're going to start at the first verse.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old.
And it came to pass when Isaac was old. So now, you understand, Isaac, he lived a pretty good, long, righteous life. You understand, had 2 children that he both loved. You understand, Esau and Jacob. You understand, he had women. You understand, he had 2 sons. He had fame. He had riches. Now, you know, he's in his old age. He watched his 2 sons, you know what I'm saying, get older and grow, you know.
And his eyes were dim.
And his eyes were dim. His eyes were becoming dim, blind, because he's in his old age, Isaac, read on.
So that he could not see.
So that he could not see. It was hard for him to see, read on.
He called Esau his eldest son.
His what?
His eldest son.
So he called Esau his eldest son. Remember, the eldest was always supposed to get the birthrights and the inheritance of when the father died. Read on.
And said unto him, my son.
Read on.
And he said unto him, behold, here am I.
So Esau replied back to his father, here I am, for our father. Why? Because Isaac is blind, so he can't really see. So he's dependent on voices. You understand what I'm saying? He knows the voice. He knows the different voice of Isaac. He knows the different voice of he knows the different voice of Esau and the voice of Jacob. So he's dependent on voices. You understand? And feeling. You understand? Because remember, Jacob is smooth all over, and Jacob, he's hearing. So if Isaac touched Esau's arm, he knows that he's speaking to Esau, right? Read on.
Verse 2. And he said, behold now, I am old. I know not the day of my death.
So now basically Isaac is saying, you know, listen, I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to pass away. My days here on earth is short. You understand? Read on.
Verse 3. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons.
Read on.
Thy quiver and thy bow.
You understand? Hunting tools, because remember, Esau, he's a cunning hunter. He's a man of the field. You understand? So his father wants, you know, one great good meal before he passes. Read on.
And go out to the field and take me some venison.
And take me some venison. You understand? Some beans, some beans, some beef. Read on.
Verse 4. And make me savory meat.
Read on.
Such as I love.
Such as I love. Because remember, they are dependent on Esau for food. You understand? Because he's the hunting. He's the hunter. Read on.
And bring it to me.
Read on.
That I may eat.
That Isaac may eat. Read on.
That my soul may bless thee before I die.
That my what?
That my soul may bless thee before I die.
So I could put a blessing on you before I pass away. You understand? Give me this one good, great meal so that I may be satisfied, so that I can bless you before he dies. Read on.
Verse 5. And Rebekah heard.
And what?
And Rebekah heard.
And what?
And Rebekah heard.
And being a black woman as Rebekah is, you understand? Well, black women always got her ear into something. You understand? She always listening to something. So basically, she overheard this conversation that Isaac had with Esau. She's overhearing the conversation, and now she's about to intervene and do something. Read on.
When Isaac spake to Esau his son,
Read on.
And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it.
Read on.
Verse 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son. So when Esau went out, you understand, Rebekah made sure, looked at Esau, and made sure he was far off in the field, that he couldn't be seen no more. He disappeared somewhere into the woods, into the forest, in the land. She went straight to Jacob. Read on.
Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, verse 7, bring me venison.
Read on.
And make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death.
So basically, Rebekah is saying to her son Jacob, listen, I heard your father call Esau over to get him one last meal so that he could be blessed before he dies. Read on.
Verse 8. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Verse 9.
All right, Salakia. Lord's willing, next Monday we're going to go into part 2 of this. It's going to be a part 2 class. However, I don't want to give it away. But for right now, I want to go to a verse that lets you know how your oppressor feels about you. I don't mean to jump the gun, but those who can, you can read on if you like to, but I'm going to reiterate the story again next Monday, Lord's willing. Let's go to Genesis chapter 20. Salaki, you said you wanted to go to a verse? What verse was that? You put out a precept?
Kawaka, sir.
What precept was that?
That was Genesis 27, verse 11.
Can I read it?
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man.
Is a what?
A hairy man.
Is a what?
A hairy man.
Is a hairy man. You understand? Just like how we put out before. You understand? Esau, the so-called white man, he is a hairy man. He goes excessive hair on his body. And so much that he has to shave damn nearly every day. See, you wouldn't believe, you're not in Esau's household. You understand? You don't know how even a white woman has to shave. You understand? Because if they don't, they grow excessive amounts of hair. You understand? So much that it's like a damn fur coat that they're wearing. Read on.
And I am a smooth man.
Yeah, and I'm a smooth man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not as hairy as my brother. Drop that. Let me get Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. You understand? Hey, Black, Hispanic, and Native North American Indian. I know you might have Becky on the job. You might have Tim. You understand? You laugh and you joke at him on lunch at your job. But he really hates you. Your oppressor, you understand? Your boss, your supervisor, you understand? If he's an oppressor and a white man, he hates you. He could smile. He grins in your face. He pats you on the back, just like how my boss do at work. Hey, pats me on the back. All that. Don't take that to heart as if he loves you or he wants to be your friend, because he don't. You understand? In all understanding and reality, read Genesis chapter 27, verse.
The book of Genesis chapter 27, 41. Verse 40.
Slack 41.
Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob.
What?
And Esau hated Jacob.
What?
And Esau hated Jacob.
Wait, now, isn't it in the scriptures it says, thou shalt love thy brother as thyself?
And Esau hated Jacob.
And Esau hated Jacob. Hey, the same way Esau hated Jacob then is the same way your oppressor hates you now. The same hatred that the oppressor's forefather Esau bared to Jacob is the same feeling, the same hatred that he has to the Lord's chosen people. You understand? The 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob's children. Read on.
Because of the blessing.
Because what?
Because of the blessing.
You were so carnal, you understand? You hated God so much, you understand? You gave up your birthright, you understand? You was beguiled into You understand? We are Salakia. Isaac gave Jacob the blessing before Isaac died. Read on.
Wherewith his father blessed him.
Say that again.
Wherewith his father blessed him.
Read on.
And Esau said in his heart.
And hey, listen. You understand? That's why we are the masters of we're hustlers. You understand? We're supplanters. You understand? We could make a bad situation into a good situation. You understand? There was no way when you read the story that Rebecca was going to allow Esau to get the birthright. Some may say, well, oh, they lied. No, we're going to get into that next week. You understand? Rebecca did what the Most High wanted her to do. You understand? Jacob had to get that blessing. Read on.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Read on.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Read that again.
And Esau.
No, then will I slay.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Read that again.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Hey, listen. I've mourned my father too long now. It's past. Now it's time for me to get revenge on my brother. It's time for me to go after my brother and kill my brother because I hate him. You understand? And with that, I'm Priest and Officer Sha'al. I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer YAHANNA.